Hi, I'm Josh and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a horror book haul. So, I have about 13 books here to talk about. Now, once I'm done going through all these books, I am going to have a brief discussion about my view on book hauls as well. If you're interested in that, feel free to stick around. Otherwise, of course, you're free to leave. Class is over, class is dismissed. But I did want to go ahead and start with horror books. I have so many to show since my last book haul. And I'm going to go with, first, I Am Legend and Other Stories by Richard Matheson. This is a tiny hardback, which I feel like is very common on Book Outlet, but honestly, if I had to get a tiny book, I like these hardback editions. I've never read I Am Legend. I always forget whether or not this is a different one than another classic. I get them confused, but I'm pretty sure this is the one with Will Smith, right? And anyways, Richard Matheson. I read one book by him that was time travel. I'm hoping this is good. The next one was a book that I heard about from Books on Lala, which is In the House in the Dark of the Woods by Lord Hunt. This one I think is about witches. Books on Lala didn't like it, but honestly the sort of culty, ambiguous atmosphere that she seemed to describe reminded me of a classic movie from the 1970s. I don't remember what it's called, but I don't know. I like witches, and I'm hoping this will be a dark witch tale. This next one is, the next couple actually, are by Samantha Schweblin. Doesn't help that the name is all wobbly wobbly. Fever Dream, which I think is a novel. It's horror. I have no idea what it's about. Honestly, these two books that I bought by her, the other one is Mouthful of Birds. This is just horror short stories. And I bought these two because the covers were adorable and because I was going on a horror binge. So they won Book Outlet for cheap. Covers were adorable. They were beautiful. And I want to branch out in horror. So I figured, why not buy horror I've never heard of if it looks pretty? Now, the horror I haven't heard of, but author I have, Zone 1 by Colson Whitehood, author of The Underground Railroad, and now The Nickel Boys, both of which I think won the Pulitzer Prize. A zombie story, that's all I know, and that's all I needed to know. Not that I particularly love zombie stories, but I recognize the author. I haven't actually read, but I'm assuming he's good. The Troop by Nick Cutter, a horror story about Boy Scouts or something going to this island or camping and bad shit happening. I heard about this from two different people actually. I want to say it was Chapter Stacks. She, long blonde hair, she talks about horror books a lot. And then I heard about it again, I think, at Gabby Reed's channel. And that really solidified it for me as a book that I wanted to read, especially when I heard it was really gory. The next one is The Regulators by Stephen King. I don't really know much about this. It's horror, it's King, and it's an edition that I really like, so I'm going to keep an eye out for these on Book Outlet. Now I have several Josh Malerman books. The author of Bird Box, which relating to the Netflix movie. I've heard great things. I was hesitant because I liked the movie, but I don't think I liked it well enough to read the book. But since I've heard that the book is really creepy and scary, I decided to give it a try. In fact, I say heard. I'm pretty sure it was after I heard Books on Lala talk about it. And so I went ahead and bought everything else I could find, including Unburied Carol by Josh Malerman. I don't know what this is about. Carol Evers is a woman with a dark secret. She has died many times, but her many deaths are not final. They're comas, a waking slumber, indistinguishable from death. Pretty much sums it up, and that sounds intriguing. The next one's going to be Inspection by Josh Malerman, and I don't know what this is about either. Boys are being trained at one school for geniuses, girls at another. Neither knows the other exists until now. Bum, bum. So I guess it isn't what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be an asylum for some reason. It looks like an asylum, but I guess it's an institution. And the next one is a fancy edition of Bram Stoker's Dracula, a book that I haven't read yet. I haven't read any of the ones I've mentioned so far. Dracula. I saw the movie with the actor who I swear I know, even though it's on the tip of my tongue. Shining in the Dark, short stories by Stephen King, Clive Barker, and others who I've never heard of. Honestly, this and Dracula are two books that show that I'm really branching out to books that I probably wouldn't buy normally if I wasn't overdoing it. Hopefully they're good. I guess they don't seem particularly special. Besides being horror, that sounds wrong. Like I know Dracula is special. I've just never really read it because I don't know, it's a classic and it scares me among others. The Doll Collection, edited by Ellen Datlow. It's an anthology of stories, of horror stories, all themed around dolls. I have read a couple or several books edited by Ellen Datlow, and I've been buying a lot more. Pretty much, I am looking for Ellen Datlow anthologies as much as I can on Book Outlet, and every time I see one, I grab one up. So now I have like several more that I need to read. Not all are horror, but I like her style. I like the stories she gets together, even if I don't like all of them. I feel like they're definitely unique, and they introduce me to authors I've never heard of before, or who are big in the field that I have yet to try, and I like that. So I went with this one because it was on Book Outlet. And this is one by an author I don't know, or edited by an author I don't know, Stephen Jones, not to be confused with Stephen Graham Jones. Jones is The Mammoth Book of Nightmare Stories. Twisted Tales Not to Be Read at Night, apparently. I think it's pretty straightforward. It's horror. Should I read this after dark? I think I should. Dun, 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 dun. Be warned, do not read this book after dark. I'm pretty sure that it's challenging me to read it after dark. I think I need to do a vlog of reading it when I listen to it on my bike at night, all alone. Next one is my most recent horror buy, and that is going to be Alien Echo by Mira Grant, aka Shauna McGuire. This is in addition to the Alien franchise. I've never read any other book themed in Alien, but as soon as I saw some book outlet by Mira Grant, aka Shauna McGuire, I knew I had to try it out. And that concludes the horror book haul. Now, moving forward, I am going to be doing a themed book haul somewhat more frequently, at least for the next month or so. I haven't done a book haul since March, and part of that is that I don't like the system of book hauls. It's not that I have anything against other people's doing it. It's just for me, there's few things that come into it. Like first off, I get kind of embarrassed and ashamed by how much money I spend on books, more than I really have, honestly. And so I feel weird talking about them. But on top of that, because I do that, these videos would be super long. We're talking half an hour or more, while I'm just talking about book after book after book. And even then, I won't have that much time to actually go in depth about the book. Not that I went that in depth, but still, I'd like to talk a little bit about them. And I know as a viewer, I don't like book hauls that are that long. I also, as a YouTuber, don't like editing videos that long if I can avoid it. And personally, if I was watching a book haul and they were just big book hauls, I would rather have it split up into themes. And that's why I decided to start doing that, because I have a lot of different types. So this one's horror. I'm going to be doing some for themed nonfiction, themed fiction moving forward. And I'll pretty much just probably keep doing that as I get a bunch of any one type of book, rather than doing a monthly book haul. Because that's just, I think, something that I would enjoy doing more. I like talking about specific types of books. I just don't like the traditional system set up for book hauls. Again, not shade against book hauls. It just doesn't work for me. Yeah, and hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you'll enjoy the other ones I do. And until next time, I hope you stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.